Hello, today we are going to learn about development. Okay, so what do you mean by development? Basically, everybody, right? Like everybody needs their own things to be happy, right? For some people, it will be buying a new home. For some, it will be buying a new vehicle, something like that. Okay, so it will be different for different people. So every person wants different things in their life to live with, right? So it suggests that needs of people are different. Okay, so the needs of people are definitely different. But what is their ultimate goal? They have to be happy, they have to be healthy, and they have to live a secure life. That is why we are trying to buy a new house or a better living standards or a better job. So all these provide us a happy, healthy, and a secure life, right? So since the circumstances differ, people have different goals. So definitely the goals of people will be different from each other, right? So when these goals are achieved, the development will occur. So when we get the development, when the goals of the people are achieved. Okay. So now let's see what do you mean by development. So basically, development means a positive change in a person's life. Okay, a positive change in a person's life. So, what does it include? It includes economic development, like better income sources. You might get a better job, better salary, better incentives, etc. And there will be social development. What is social development? The development of a society, right? It includes education, equality, etc. So just imagine that you are living in a society where women are not allowed to work or women are not allowed to do anything other than any household chores and all. And most of the people are not educated. So the development in that particular area will be very low, right? But at the same time, government is taking some sort of initiative, some bills are passed, and a lot of NGOs and all are working there. So they have started a lot of schools. Government has started a lot of government schools and all, and a lot of women got opportunity to work. So gradually, the society will start developing. Okay, so social development, education and equality is very important. And then we have the environmental development. So clean and safe surroundings. Okay. So no matter whether you have a good job, good house, and everything you okay. But what if the environment that we are living is not clean and not safe? Okay. For example, you are living in a area where like where we have a lot of air pollution, water pollution, noise pollution, etc. So you won't be able to live a healthy life. So environmental development is also a very important factor. Okay. And we have already mentioned that the different people will have different goals, right? Why everybody is not having the same goal? Because it depends on their needs, priorities, and life situation, right? So those who are not able to afford a higher expensive education, they might require a better government colleges or schools in their locality so that they could get the education at a lower cost, right? And those who don't have proper access to hospitals for them, their major goal is to get a medical service nearby them, right? So likewise, their needs, priorities, and life situations will change from person to person. Okay. So let's take some examples. For a landless labor, what will be their major goal? They will have to, or they want more work and better wages, right? So you might have seen like we have a majority of the our population. They're working on someone else's land, right? They won't be having much land on their own. Okay, so they want more work so that they can survive. And what about a rich farmer? They want higher income, right? Higher profit. And what about an industrialist? Their supports down. Okay, for example, if you check the industries, they will be working on a lot of machineries, right? So for the working of these machineries, they need a lot of electricity. And in each and every month, they are paying a huge amount just for electricity only. Okay. So there will be like think that if they have more and more dams, if more electricity is generated, definitely the price of electricity will come down, right? So they will be supporting the building of dams, all these constructions, etc. But for others, they may not support, right? So what about displaced peoples and environmentalists? So whenever a dam is made, okay, a lot of area they have to uh, use it for use for that, right? For the dam catchment area. So a lot of people will have to move from their place. So the displaced people or the environmentalists, they would not support the dams, right? So they will oppose them. So for each and every people, their goals and their aims will be completely different. Okay. So how can we define the development for one person? How will you define it? So it may not be the development for another, right? It can be harmful to others as well. Okay. So what does mean by like if something is a development for a particular person, it may not be the development for others. Sometimes it can also harmful. Okay. For example, you can take the case of like nowadays we are using a lot of like chemical pesticides, chemical manures, etc. Right? So, if a chemical pesticide factory comes in a particular locality, so the owners of the land, okay, like the those who do the cultivations and all, they will get the pesticides at a lower price. For them, it is a development. But what about the other people who lives nearby? They might get polluted drinking water. Their lands might be polluted. So it may not be development for them. And also it can be harmful to them also, right? So what is development for a person may not be the development for another. So always keep that in mind. Okay. So that is why we already mentioned that development is not a common for everyone. Okay. Now let's check what are the important features of development. What are the important features of development? Different people have different goals. We have mentioned that multiple times, right? So whenever you write something about development, you should always keep in mind that development is different for different people. Okay. And development can be conflicting because just imagine that you can take a lot of examples. Okay. Whenever some sort of constructions are built, some roads are built, some dams are built. For somebody, it is a development. For somebody, it is a issue, right? It is harming the nature. It is destroying the people's lives. So for somebody, it will be a beneficial thing, and for someone, it will be a harmful thing. So definitely, it can be conflict, right? A lot of summits and a lot of meetings will have to be done before the decision, final decision. And development is not only about money. Okay. So whenever we say something about development, it doesn't mean that it is always about money. It's not like that. Okay. It's not only about money. It includes different factors. As we mentioned, there will be income is there. It's a factor. Our lifestyle, everything depends on that. And also the environment matters, social development matters, everything matters. Okay. And now let's check about the type of developmental goals. What do you mean by developmental goals? So every time whenever we are introducing a plan, you might have heard about the budget and right. So in every budget, in every financial year, our finance minister will be introducing a budget, right? So in every budget, there are some goals, some developmental goals will be there. Based on that only, they will be introducing new projects, new funding structure, everything, right? So let's see some goals. First thing is income goals. That is an important goal, right? So without a proper income, the economy won't grow, right? The people won't be able to sustain that, right? So income goals are related to money and earning. Okay. Example, our salaries, wages, profit, etc. And why it is important? It will helps in fulfilling basic needs like food, shelter, clothing, right? So if a population is not able to fulfill their basic needs, there won't be any growth or development in that particular country. Okay, so it is a very important goal, that is income. But is that only for income goal? Not at all. We also have non-income goals. What do you mean by non-income goals? What are our non-income goals? It is related to quality of life. That is non-material aspect, right? For example, equal treatment, freedom, security, respect. clean environment, etc. So let me quite a situation. Okay. So you are selected for a particular company. You got the role and it pays you in 5 figures or 6 figures. Okay. But there are some strict rules that you can't go anywhere without the permission of your manager. You are not allowed to choose your own housing area. Everything will be provided by the company, and each and every movement of you is tracked by your company, and you don't have clean drinking water or clean sanitation or nothing like that, and nobody is valued. Okay, they are always your colleagues and your manager is always shouting against you. Everybody is criticizing you, and you don't have any sort of peace out there. Okay. And about the security, the area you live in is like having a lot of murders, some criminals are there, a lot of theft is happening. Okay. And there is no equal treatment. Okay. So, in that area, like the women are not allowed to do something. And based on gender, you are restricted. Okay. So, if you are treated in this way, even with the higher salary, you will be happy. At the same time, even though your salary is a moderate range, if you have equal treatment, freedom, security, respect, clean environment, etc., you might feel little bit better than the first case, right? So both are equally important. We have the income goals and non-income goals. So the government are working on both because both of them are equally important.